She did not lose him all at once. She lost herself. One small compromise at a time, and she never even noticed. Until she found an old photograph and did not recognize the woman smiling back. Her name was Julia, and she was the kind of woman who loved completely, not cautiously, not with one foot out the door. Completely, when she loved. She showed up fully, every time. In the beginning, it felt like coming home. The conversations that stretched past midnight. The way he remembered small things she had mentioned once in passing. The feeling, rare and wonderful, of being truly seen. "I have never felt this understood," she told her sister one afternoon. And her sister looked at her and smiled, the way people smile when they see someone glowing. Because Julia was glowing. And when something feels that real, you do not question it. You lean into it. You build your world around it, and she did. She gave her time, her attention, her energy, her softness, not because anyone asked her to, but because loving him felt like the most natural thing she'd ever done. But somewhere in the middle of ordinary Tuesdays, things began to shift, dramatically. Not in a way she could point to and name, just... The messages came a little later. The replies felt a little shorter. The warmth that used to be so easy started requiring effort. "You're overthinking," he told her once, and maybe she was, so she told herself the same thing. "He is just busy. He is just tired. I just need to be more patient." And this is where the quiet losing begins. Not in the big moments. In the small ones. In the moment you swallow something you should have said. The moment you reshape yourself to fit a space that was not built for you. The moment you tell yourself, if I can just be a little easier to love, things will go back to how they were. So she gave more patience, more softness, more of the parts of herself she should have been protecting. She adjusted her words, held back her needs, made herself smaller in the spaces where she used to take up room. Not because she stopped knowing her own worth, but because she was so afraid of losing something. She had already started losing something far more important, herself. The thing about disappearing slowly is that it does not feel like disappearing. It feels like compromise. It feels like maturity. It feels like being the bigger person. Until one day you look up, and you do not recognize the woman looking back at you. Not because she is broken, but because she is so quietly, so completely, so carefully gone. It was a Thursday night. Late. The apartment was quiet. Julia sat on the floor with her back against the bed, holding an old photograph. It was her, from maybe 3 years ago. She was laughing at something. Not performing. It's not managing. Just laughing. Free. She stared at that photograph for a long time. And then she whispered something to herself. Quietly, like a confession. When did I stop being her? And in that question, something cracked open. Because for the first time in longer than she could remember, she was not missing him. She was missing herself. The version of her that did not edit herself before she spoke. The version of her that took up space without apologizing for it. The version of her that felt whole, without needing someone else to confirm it. Here is what Julia understood that night. Love is not supposed to cost you your identity. Real love does not make you quieter. It does not make you smaller. It does not ask you to become less of yourself so that someone else can feel comfortable. Clarissa Pinkola Estés, the author of Women Who Run with the Wolves, wrote that every woman carries a wild and instinctive self, a part of her that knows, a part of her that feels, a part of her that was here long before anyone else arrived, that will be here long after they leave. And the greatest tragedy is not losing love. It is losing that self, silencing her, shrinking her, until you forget she was ever there. If you have to disappear to be loved, then what you are holding on to is not love. It is fear. Fear of being alone. Fear of starting over. Fear of admitting that something beautiful has already quietly ended. She took a breath, set the photograph down gently, and made a decision. Not in anger, not in bitterness, not even in sadness, in clarity. "Cannot keep losing myself," she said. "Not for anyone." And so she chose herself. It's not because she stopped loving him, because she finally loved herself more. And that is not a betrayal. That is the bravest thing a person can do. Moving on is not about forgetting someone. It is about remembering yourself. Coming back to the version of you that felt whole, before you started making yourself small to fit somewhere you were never meant to stay. The right love will never ask you to disappear. The right love will hand you a mirror and help you see yourself more clearly, not less. So if you are in the middle of this right now, if you are somewhere between holding on and letting go, if you are tired in a way that sleep does not fix, this is for you. You are allowed to choose yourself, not someday, not when it feels less scary. Now, you are allowed to come back to yourself. You were never supposed to leave. Wherever you are in your story right now, you are not lost. You're just on your way back. Subscribe to Dragonfly Whisper. Dragonfly Whispers for the soul, every week. A story worth remembering, one whisper at a time.